Sorry, Porty, I almost screwed that up.
No Aaron Portsline tonight to see history, gentlemen. The Blue Jackets, welcome to Nation Right Away. The Blue Jackets win their franchise record, 10th straight win. And when they do that, you've got to bring in heavy hitters. We have our columnist, Michael Arace, another one of our fine writers and columnist. You know him from the front row, Todd Jones. Gentlemen, your thoughts on really a big night for this franchise.
Oh, the Kings were waiting for him, you know. You could tell. And that's the heaviest team I've seen this year. We've seen some thumpers. I mean, they own the walls, the Kings. They don't let you get to the red line. You have to work for every inch of the ice. And on top of it, the Jackets weren't sharp, as we've seen them. Tortorella commented afterwards about, I think he said they had more turnovers tonight than they've had in the last 2 weeks, or something like that, and that was fairly accurate. Curtis McElhinney was tremendous. Cam Atkinson with a couple timely goals. Onto a wicked penalty kill with over the last minute and a half of regulation and the first 30 seconds of overtime. And that was the most dangerous part of it because the 4-on-3 is usually a dagger.
Yeah.
And McElhinney got him through it. They never lost their grit.
Yeah.
You know, and overtime, 2 goals from Cam Atkinson and Alexander Weinberg. McElhinney had Kopitar, Carter, and Gabrick, and he stopped Kopitar. Carter, who had 2 goals tonight, amid a hail of boos, did score, put C-Mac down and shoveled in the backhand. And then C-Mac stopped Gabrick with it. And Gabrick, great wrist shot, and McElhinney got just enough of the cuff of his mitt on it to where it died in front of him. And that was it. This place went wild. There were more than 16,000 people in here, which, you know, isn't a bad crowd for this team right now. And it was a great night. They didn't play great, but there was a great atmosphere and a thumping team in the building, and Jeff Carter lost.
Yeah. Well, we don't have our own Sergei Bobrovsky. We gave him the night off, too, and Aaron Portsline. He's resting up for the West Coast trip. But we've got another heavy hitter in here with Todd Jones. Todd,
he's got a heavy stick.
He's got a heavy stick. You know, you came to this building maybe for
not just big, he's wide.
Yes, one of the first times expecting a Jackets win. And I think that's what you're writing about in tomorrow's front row column.
Yeah, it is like we're in a parallel universe, a bizarre world where I can't believe that if the Jackets had lost tonight, I would have been surprised, even though they didn't play well.
Yeah.
Throughout the game, I just kept feeling like they're going to find a way to win because, let's face it, that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
They've won 10 in a row, and I think perhaps they've found that nebulous thing that exists out there that you just start expecting to win. They can say it. They've said it in the past. Oh, you know, we expect to win. Of course you do. But until it starts to show in the way that you pull out games and win on nights that you don't play well, you're outplayed, and yet you still find a way to win, that's what really good teams do. And Tortorella talked about tonight, like maybe for the first time, like maybe as coaches it's time to let them have the room. And you worry about handling success because he's starting to acknowledge that he's seeing the team grow, and where he's really seeing it grow is in the aspect of mental toughness and belief in self. And I think that's, for me, it's not a statistical measure. It's just the idea that you can look at this team and see they're pretty good. They're going to win. I think they're going to win. Well, or they're going to try. They're going to find a way.
Todd, you covered them down the stretch last year after Sean Mitchell retired.
He did.
Yeah. And when you showed up last year, you expected them to lose.
Oh,
even
definitely.
though they went on some streaks at the end, like they always do when the games don't count.
Yeah.
Now you said you came in here and you said you would have been shocked if they lost.
Yeah, and not just because they've won 9 in a row, but just they've played so well throughout the year, all the statistical measures.
Yeah.
But they're just carrying themselves a little differently. They look like a good team.
Very matter of fact.
When's the last time you thought the Jackets looked like a good team?
Very matter-of-factly, great quote from Dubinsky after the game. What does the 10-game winning streak mean? He says, without even a hint of a smile, says it means we have a chance to go for 11.
Right.
Paraphrasing there. Mike, you were around. You guys both were kind of around when this team won 9 in a row for the last time. It really didn't mean a whole lot at the end of the 2015 season.
Well,
this means a lot more.
Well, let's just say that there are some people in the building who thought it meant a lot, and then there were others, observers, that didn't think it meant a lot. Look, then they've won games down the stretch. Was it 14, 15? They put together streaks, but they were meaningless games because they were out of the playoffs by Christmas, if not Thanksgiving. And as much as you throw that at management here, and they go, "Oh no, we're really good," and then they started out 0-8 last year, and the coach got fired, and part of it was ingredients. They didn't have Zach Werenski last year. They had Jones for a half season. The defense is remade. Right. There's a lot of guys that are buying into the system to the point where they're subjugating their egos and playing their roles assigned. Jack Johnson's a case in point there. But at the same time, regardless of that, as Todd said, there's a completely different aura about it. That's the thing. I mean, they have the new players are one thing. They've shored up a lot of areas. They're very well coached right now. Their systems are excellent. Even on a night when they didn't play well, probably didn't deserve to win, they keep their stuff together. And that's the thing. That's where you see it on nights like tonight where, geez, how did they win this game? The backup goalie comes out and
the backup goalie was
70
good.
Saves or whatever.
Yeah, and I thought the Dubinsky, Atkinson, who scored 2 goals tonight, and Jenner line was excellent. I thought it was the best game they played as a line all season.
Been waiting for him, haven't you?
Atkinson he leads the team in goal scoring, but I thought that line looked a lot like it did last season when Jenner scored 30 goals. They were kingly in their own way, hard along the boards, tough behind the nets. I want to get to one other thing. Todd, you've written about the crowds in the past. Tonight, 16,500 in a building on a Tuesday night. As Mike mentioned, I thought it was a great atmosphere. What did you see in this building and as the atmosphere during the course of the game?
It felt like a real hockey arena, and that's not to belittle the fans because, as Tortorella said, they've been crazy loyal to a team that's disappointed them for so long.
Right.
But just the energy in the building and the belief. You can almost feel it. I mean, the way they were cheering at certain points in the game. The
fans knew they needed to pick them up. They could see that the Kings there was a lot to handle.
Right. And they played a part in the victory itself.
I agree.
But I think that the way that they turned out, and they're starting to get rewarded with maybe like, hey, we can start believing in these guys because, like I said, I personally have had no belief that this team was going to win, and now I'm walking around thinking, these guys are pretty good. I think they're going to win, even on a night that they shouldn't. Probably. And
obviously, again, the historic footnote, the note of them winning the 10th straight, all that sets up for Thursday night. And you want to talk about a loud building. A lot of times it's been, boy, I hope the Penguins don't come in here with 70% of the house. This team's running a 10-game winning streak, going against the defending Stanley Cup champs on Thursday night. What do you expect?
Well, in terms of ticket sales, I was talking to someone before the game. The demand for Penguins tickets has, believe it or not, dropped off a little in Pittsburgh. Not that they don't sell out every night, but it's not like a scalper's dream anymore. Penguins fans have always roared in here and muddied the crowd. But I'm not sure if it's going to be sold out. I would expect it to be, and always a great atmosphere. And I don't know how many Penguin fans are going to be here. It may not be like the, Cubs fans coming in here like it's been at times in the past. But yeah, it's a terrific back-to-back coming up this weekend. It should be. It's going to go to another level, regardless of whether it's sold out or 300 short or whatever it is.
Todd, bigger crowd, Blue Jackets, Penguins, Browns, Chargers.
I think it's going to be here. I really do.
The tickets will be more expensive.
I was at the Bengals-Browns game a couple weeks ago, and it might have been 1/3 full at the start of the second half. So I think you're not going to see it. You're going to see a bigger crowd here, I think.
It should be great. We'll have Aaron back. Thanks to Todd for stepping in tonight. Great job as always. And we'll see you here Thursday night for the Penguins. Should be a great time. And
I'm taking some time off, just so that's so folks know. And my column will be web only tomorrow, so look for it there. I'll see you in the new year, and I'll miss all the fun here.
All right. We'll see you then. Go hit the button, sir.
Jeez, 40. Oh, my knees. Jeez.